It's my feel-good breakfast show.
I'm pretty sure you will agree with me when I say the cold winter months can cause damage on your already dry, sensitive skin, especially those battling with eczema, leaving your skin dry, cracked, and having to deal with eczema flare-ups. Whew, child. Fortunately, winter has recently come to an end, giving us time to repair the damage. This morning, we chat to dermatologist Dr. Ian Webster on how to manage eczema. A very good morning to you, Doctor. I believe you've just come out of theatre.
That's correct. I've just finished operating on a patient, but the patient's all fine, and I'm ready for you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Thank you for prioritizing us this morning to talk about, the importance of taking care of our skin. For those of us, that don't fully understand what eczema is, please may you explain what eczema is and what causes it?
Eczema and dermatitis actually mean the same thing. All it means, it just means inflammation of the skin. And there's about 12 different types of eczema or dermatitis. And the endogenous eczemas, the common ones are what we call atopic dermatitis, seborrheic dermatitis, which is common in adults, and that's caused by an overgrowth of a yeast on your skin. We get nummular eczema, we get stasis dermatitis, so we get various internal types of eczema. And then we also get what we call exogenous eczemas, and those are where we become allergic to something like chemicals or things that we apply to our skin.
Is it something that is genetic, or is it also possible to develop it at any point in our lives?
It often occurs in people with what we call the ichthyosis. There's a whole group of conditions called the ichthyosis, genetically dry skin. And also people with asthma, hay fever are more likely to develop eczema. And that is a genetic thing. So that they can have this tendency literally from birth. And then it can also develop later on in life, like contact dermatitis. You can become allergic to the nickel in your costume jewelry. You could become allergic to hair dye. You could dye your hair for many years, and then you can become allergic to that.
So there are a lot of things or factors that we should be aware of that could cause that kind of outcome. You mentioned hay fever, doctor. Is that why, a lot of people struggle to manage eczema, especially in the colder months?
The colder air holds less moisture. So if the air is drier, if you live in Gauteng or there and you've got heaters, fires, electric blankets, the air becomes drier, and as a result of that, your skin becomes drier.
Now we are transitioning from winter to spring, and the summer days are also underway. Can the dry summer months also affect eczema, doctor?
Definitely. So all inflammatory skin diseases are made worse by heat or sweating. So people with eczema, it's often better in the spring or the autumn. So you don't want very cold weather, you don't want very hot weather. So the spring or the autumn is often better, although the spring you might get hay fever. So sometimes the eczema might get worse also in the springtime.
What are some of the other triggers of eczema that people may experience all year round, regardless of, what the temperature is like outside?
So common triggers are often people use the wrong products. They might use a harsh alkaline soap. The pH of your skin is 5.5. Some bath soaps are pH 10. So harsh soaps, household detergents, if you're doing a lot of dishes and washing up, that can take your natural fats out of your skin. Excessive use of toners or scrubs, or else just washing excessively. We're trying to wash away this coronavirus. So that is good, it kills the virus, but often you can develop a hand dermatitis with all this washing and the hand sanitizers. That can make it worse. The other thing is secondary bacterial infections can make eczema worse. Stress can also make eczema worse. And sometimes people wear a woolen jersey, and that contains lanolin, and that can also make eczema worse.
I know that Dr. Ian Webster mentioned that washing the dishes or doing some chores around the house may cause some eczema. That is not an excuse to run away from your chores. Finally, Doc, how can we best manage eczema all year round?
If you're going to insist your husband washes the dishes, make sure he wears some protective gloves, preferably latex-free gloves, so he's got no excuse not to wash the dishes. And what you need to do, you need to break the scratch-itch-scratch cycle. So people get into the habit of scratching. And then often we need to use topical corticosteroid creams. And then you need to use very gentle products, cream cleansers, soaps that are more acidic, and very important to use a proper moisturizer, especially in the dry winters, and a moisturizer that mimics your natural fats.
Dr. Ian Webster, thank you so much for joining us once again on your Feel Good Breakfast Show and just giving us, your expertise on how best we can manage our eczema. I hope that you have a fantastic morning further.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me on the show.
Managing eczema can be very difficult, especially during the colder months of the year, but with the right care and skin products, dry skin conditions will be the last of your worries. DEXERYL skincare range is formulated specifically to treat dry skin and conditions such as atopic dermatitis, giving your skin the love it deserves.
Do you have dry skin caused by hand sanitizing? Keep the moisture balance with DEXERYL, scientifically proven to restore dry skin. DEXERYL, evidence makes us.